Hello. My name is Joan and I'm the creator of Hypatia. I'm going to talk about the motivations that brought me to build a learning management system, the creative process I followed plus the decisions I made along the way. Years ago, when I was still a junior developer, I created a custom LMS for a small academy. It was built using Adobe Flash, MySQL and PHP. The platform allowed to manage users, classes, exams and a few other features. It was a bespoke development, which I set up with the aim of reusing it for other projects and clients. However, Flash started to lose its popularity in favor of open standards and modern frameworks like Zend, Symfony, Cake PHP or CodeIgniter. In the open source e-learning scene, a new actor appeared called Moodle. Perhaps one of the first open source LMS in the market. I managed to explore it and create a few websites with custom themes. My conclusion was that the UX and the design was terrible, although it had a lot of features and options. I continued my career as a web developer, slowly shifting towards the front end. I started to improve my knowledge of JavaScript and learned frameworks like Angular and React. At the same time, I was studying a multimedia degree at the Open University of Catalonia, the first online university in the world. I observed their e-learning software for years. In the last years, I noticed a new generation of learning sites, like Coursera, Udemy, Egghead, Codecademy or Udacity. These ones are very well crafted and not using an open LMS. Based on all this insight that I collected and after a market research about the current open source LMS options, I decided that there is a need for more open e-learning platforms. Especially if we consider the forecasts that say e-learning is growing very quickly. For the new LMS, I knew I had to find one or two killer features or main focal aspects. This is important to establish the things that will make the LMS stand out from the others. In recent years, Google Docs started a trend for real-time apps, which it's very effective to engage users by showing them what others are doing in the app at that precise moment. I was also not impressed by the user experience in my previous e-learning ventures, so I knew I had to do something about it. That's how I ended up with my two main focal points, UX and real-time. Now it's time to talk about how I started to design and architect the software. The first decision I had to take was to choose a tech stack. Eventually, I decided that React was the strongest front-end option and Firebase the best BOS partner. I researched about current LMS in the market and tested them to find out about their features and see how they organize the content, navigation and interactions. I tested the most popular React boilerplates, NPM packages and other libraries. Choosing the right ones is vital for the project. I also had an idea of how the data had to be structured but, as I realized later on, the correct approach would become clear once I started to save data in the DB. I started by building the router, pages, the navigation and the user authentication. This approach gave me the basic scaffolding from where I could continue building other sections. Then I integrated the Slack API, so users could chat in groups and channels related to subjects and courses they are enrolled to. I soon discovered that I would need an admin panel to update the Firebase DB with new content, so I created one. This module is in charge of all the CRUD operations. I also figured out the names and structure I needed to store the data. Users enroll to courses, which have subjects, and these ones have modules and activities, which have files. This way of organizing the content is the most flexible for all the types of organizations that would be using the LMS, as it's scalable and works for all type of educational units. Other features of the admin panel include the upload of all types of files to Firebase storage. I also added a preview for images, videos, PDF and in general any supported file. Once the admin panel was ready, I proceeded with the development of sections like the dashboard, static pages, news, courses, subjects, etc. I also started adding demo content. Finally, I set up Firebase hosting as a staging environment and Travis CI for automatic deployments. This simple agile workflow will be perfect when going into production. At the moment, the source code is hosted in GitHub, which makes it visible and open for anyone interested in contributing. I have also created a temporal website with all the details about the project at theanaps.github.io/Hypatia. And this is the end of the first part. If you want to know more, follow me with these two adorable robots to the next technical video and demo of Hypatia.
1